Join me on Mirchi Presents. Curl on Dream Homes with me, Gauri Khan, powered by Bonitodesigns and Ace Group, the show where I design spaces for India's top creative minds. And you come along on this beautiful journey.
I love the way this space has been handled.
I was only 21 when I moved to Mumbai with my husband. The future was scary, exciting, beautiful, all at the same time. I didn't know what to expect out of the city, and more so the film industry. But the one thing that kept me going was having the right people by my side. Today's guest is one such friend whom I've known since Delhi. His films are powerful and evocative. His stories are about resilience and triumph of the human spirit. He draws his inspiration from life to create films that are loved by audiences everywhere. An amazing filmmaker whose journey spans from documentaries to Bollywood blockbusters. I present to you Kabir Khan.
Thank you.
Hello, Kabir. Welcome.
Gauri!
How are you? Ages. Too many years.
Like
I've not
what?
seen you like...
Close to 10.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I'm not counting the last 2 years, so maybe close to 8.
Yeah.
Because it's just been
So
a blank.
But I invited you here before. I think you were busy.
I have come here once. You were not here.
When?
I remember that. I came here briefly.
Really?
This is, I think, when you had inaugurated this, but you were not here.
Okay.
that day.
I was not aware.
Yeah.
See, we have no clue what's happening.
Completely.
But I'm glad you're here.
I know. It's been like
Welcome.
ages. So Gauri and I go back a long, long way, all the way back to Delhi. And we were also from the same school, modern school, and therefore we were doing a musical called West Side Story, which incidentally was also the first production of Ashley Lobo, the choreographer that we all know, who's done many songs in Bollywood too. Gauri and I were in the Puerto Rican gang called the Sharks, and we used to dance together. And that's how I also met Shah Rukh, who was then also my senior in film school. And in fact, it's through that acquaintance that I got to know Shah Rukh better, and Shah Rukh actually gave me his notes to study from. They were really extensive, well-made notes, and I must say that I think I did well in film school because of those notes. So it's a little late in the day, but thank you so much for those, Shah Rukh.
So Kabir, now that I'm designing this space of yours where I believe you've been writing all your great works, all the films you've written are through this beautiful space, which you love and you don't want to let go of, which I understand. But what is your process? Like, you're in your space, and where is your inspiration coming from? If you can just tell us a little bit about it.
So, you know, Gauri, the inspiration can be just about anything. And I've realized that a lot of the inspiration for my initial films came from my experiences as a documentary filmmaker. You know, like my first film, Kabul Express, was in a way almost entirely based on what happened with me in Afghanistan. Like crazy experiences in Afghanistan where we nearly got ourselves killed and we nearly got kidnapped by the Taliban. So all that became my first film. So I draw a lot upon those experiences of mine, all my travels, because in my documentary days, I got this really great privilege of, you know, having traveled to some 70, 80 countries over the period of about 5-6 years. So I draw a lot from that. Therefore, a lot of my initial films are set internationally.
Yeah, because your films are very versatile.
So I draw from that. And then I realized that it could also be a newspaper headline. It could be just one-line story that somebody tells me.
Oh, that's great,
See, I love spaces which has a lot of light. And
that way, when you sit in that space of yours, your desk, and you look right, and the beautiful view that you have, I think that's what is very inspirational for you. And obviously, we are not going to block that.
Okay, Gauri, I'm going to show you the space, small space, which is my little sort of adda that I call it. And as you can see, the problem is that it's got 3 walls of glass.
Oh no!
So you can,
so we can't do
have
anything.
one wall. What do you do on glass?
Yeah, that's the problem. 3 sides glass.
And it's got a desk which is in a certain sense.
We can give you some new blinds. You can go now.
You can give, yeah,
That's
because
a
it's
good
full
option.
glass, so you can give me new blinds.
Yeah.
I'm on the 17th floor, which actually is plus another 3 parking floors. I'm on the 20th floor. I have this bunch of eagles who are always circling around that building. And I love watching, sometimes when I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
I'm just looking out of that window and I keep just looking at these eagles.
Close to nature.
Yeah, who are
yeah,
circling
yeah.
around. But yeah, so that's a space that I meet a lot of people to discuss ideas.
I think
go
you're
away.
emotionally connected to that place.
Absolutely.
So we are going to respect that and try to do as much
know.
as we can.
I've been here for 8 years and I didn't leave because I love really airy and places that have a lot of light. So, having
Natural
this
light,
corner with these floor to ceiling
And I think you're
windows.
just used to, are you a creature of habit? That you just want
I
to
think I am, pretty
just
much.
stick there
Yeah,
and...
if I like something, then I'm saying I'm fine. I don't want to, move. So, yeah, I think I am a creature of habit when it comes to having, finding a little space that allows me to think about my stories, write. It's just something
basically
I've gotten used
preserve
to.
everything, preserve
And
the
I
whole
said-
vibe, the essence of the space shouldn't go and...
True.
I've understood, I'm understanding where you're coming from.
But there's
So it's going to be a challenge for sure because...
the bigger challenge is going to be something else, Gauri. Is that you'll have like a few hours, maybe one day to do this because we're bang in the middle of production and there are like
Oh my
hundreds
God.
of meetings going on. So when
Okay,
your
I've
team
never
came-
done this before.
No?
Never.
See, that's
but
a
there
big
are 3
challenge.
glass walls, so
Yes.
we don't have too much work.
Yes.
Wow, my team has to like really get their act together and just spruce it up is the right word.
Looking forward to
Redecorate.
that one.
Kabir's office is clearly very precious to him, and it should be. It's where he made some fabulous work from. I think it needs a little restructuring. But here's the thing. The ever oh so busy Kabir has given me just one day to do this. One day.
I've been in this office space for the last 8 years and I never wanted to shift out because I always feel that a place has a vibe, whether it's a home or whether it's an office, and if you connect with that vibe, there's no need really to shift out. It's been very rewarding for me, this office. It's got a lot of light, it's airy, which is what I love as a person, that reflects in my home and in my office. That's why I think I've grown roots here and sort of I'm very possessive about all the little elements that I have in my office. But I really admire Gauri and her sense of aesthetics and designing. So if she feels that I do need a makeover, maybe I'm not being able to see it because I'm so close to this place. But since I really admire her aesthetics, I'm looking forward to what she does. So here's handing over the office to you, Gauri.
Kabir was a different person back in college. I mean, we all were, right? Over the years, Kabir's passion and love for his work has only grown stronger. My major concern now is that I just have a day to put his office space together. I have never worked on a project with such a tight timeline before. I really can't revamp or redesign this space in such a short time. So my only option here is to spruce it up, I guess. I really have to think around the existing design. But you know what? I'm always up for a challenge. Kabir, I'm glad you're here today, and I've just got a feedback from my crew and from my team, and they've told me a few things that you don't want a certain things done, what do's and don'ts. And they're very, very clear that this is what you want and this is what you don't want. And of course, we're having issues, following what your design brief is. We'll have to try and do it in just how many hours? One day? What is it?
Just one day, one calendar day. You can utilize 24 hours or you can utilize 12 if the crew wants to sleep. I'm really sorry about that.
Okay, we're going to try. Okay, so let me tell you a bit about my office. My office is a space where I retreat to when I need to just think and come up with some new designs. It's my safe haven away from all distractions and noise. As a creative professional, I feel it's essential to have such a space where you can think and just be yourself. And incidentally, this is also my inspiration for the office space I want to create for Kabir. Before we go ahead, because you've made all these requests for the changes and you've briefed my team. So I thought, to make things lighter and understand your vision of design, where you're coming from, your thoughts. And since you're such an amazing director, I thought I'll play this game with you. So to understand and maybe learn or understand how your headspace works and what happens. As a director, Kabir takes design decisions every day, whether it is the look of his film, approving costumes, choosing color palettes with the cinematographer. And yet, when it comes to his office, Kabir seems a bit reluctant to change much. So to help Kabir experiment, I have prepared some questions for him. So I am going to give you 3 characters and you have to describe it in your words. What kind of home will these people stay? Like visually, if they are in your film, supposing.
Okay.
Supposing I say the character is about 30 years old, lives in New York, maybe he's a photojournalist, travels, always has a camera, is undercover, maybe spy, maybe.
Oh my God, that's
so many things.
That's a complicated character.
So where will this person stay?
Okay, so
like a home, maybe.
Yeah, from the top of my head, I would say photographer, travels. I would give her a nice big studio apartment in New York. A little lofty because I'm seeing this person as a little artistic, a little boho. Yeah. Lots of camera equipment lying around, which I love. I love my rooms also with a lot of camera equipment. So that's something I would identify with this character.
We have to retain that.
Yes. And the undercover part will remain undercover. So hopefully we should not see any elements of that in her apartment.
Agreed.
But yeah, so a nice, big, airy, and lots of lovely light because a photographer needs nice light. Sort of a studio apartment stroke loft in New York is where I see.
So the second character is from your film Bajrangi Bhaijaan. I think it was Karina's character and she played Rasika. So I've written all the points so I don't forget. What kind of home do you think she would want to live in? That character.
If she was to come here to Bombay, or like I would describe what
Bombay,
I gave her.
100%. Yeah,
because in Delhi she lives in this old Haveli, right? The kind you get
we change it to
Chandni
Bombay,
Chowk.
so everything is about Bombay.
So I'm wondering which part would correspond. But I would probably take her away from the kind of space that she's grown in. But because she's grown up in a Haveli, I would still give her a place which has a little bit of an open space, because I think she would get absolutely suffocated in the sort of boxy houses that otherwise, all of us have in Bombay. So I would look for maybe a small apartment, but like with a step-out terrace where she can have her little plants and she can,
I think you're getting everything, all the boxes. I'm going to just tick mark because you're just getting everything right and you just have this beautiful vision of all your spaces.
I would see Rasika in a space like that.
Oh, wow, yeah. So, great. And the last question is, what kind of a home would you like to live in Bombay?
So, in a certain sense, it would be a combination where I gave the photographer and Rasika. Our home in Bombay, actually, the reason why Minnie and I have never shifted out of that for the last 2 decades is because it's got this like terrace, 3 jut-out terraces around which all living spaces are wrapped around. So nice. I thought it gave us a sense of sort of Delhi for us, because both Minnie and I are from Delhi.
Nostalgic.
Yeah,
very
so
nostalgic.
all our rooms open out onto these terraces.
That's the best you can do in Bombay.
Absolutely. And so what we've done is we've created a forest there, not just a terrace garden, we've created a jungle there.
Wow, love to see that actually.
Yeah, so that is something that, that's the kind of space I love, to be able to just sit out with a cup of tea.
The greens and the indoor-outdoor feel.
Like divans outside on the terrace, surrounded by trees.
Yeah.
And because of the trees, the birds come.
Oh,
so you can't see anything but the trees,
Okay, lovely. That gives me quite an idea of what is your design sensibility. So that's nice. And there's nothing much we can do because we have to play with all the design tips you've given my team. And we are going to take that cue and move forward. And we are going to do it in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
And that's the plan.
I'm looking forward to that.
I know Kabir is emotionally invested in his office. So with the little time given to me, I'm going to do my best to give him an office that is new and a little familiar. So the idea was to design the quintessential working space, as Kabir will spend a lot of time here planning, writing his films, so the decor is kept minimal. I chose the upholstery and rugs from D-Decor's beautiful collection. I went ahead with D-Decor for 3 simple reasons: availability, efficiency, and high-quality material. There is usually a time constraint when renovating office spaces, but with D-Decor, I can get the products within 48 hours. And Kabir gets his office within a day. The background wall is accentuated with a wallpaper and art that we specially customized for Kabir. This is my favorite part of his office. Kabir is a very creative person, so I have designed his office space with the help of some of the most progressive brands in just a few hours. The wooden textured flooring in Kabir's office was thoughtfully planned and executed with the help of the Orient Bell's wooden finish tiles. The Orient Bell Tiles Trial Look feature allows you to try different options for tiles before you choose the final one. It helped me give a structure to Kabir's office while keeping it classic and yet modern. I wonder what Kabir is going to think of his new office space.
Wow. Dr. Zhivago, that's nice. One of my favorite films. Nice sofa. Oh, I love the way the posters have been used, and my 2 national awards. And what's here? New blinds. Nice. I like the texture. And the wooden floor tiles. That looks really nice. Wow, quite a lot in a day, I must say. I like this corner. This, of course, is the legendary Bolex camera, which is the first camera that I used for making my sort of films in film school, the Bolex 16mm. All of us in Jamia used to use this to make our first films. In fact, Shah Rukh must have shot his first film on this too. So this is, of course, very, very special. This is also very special for me because this Arri 2C, which of course nobody uses anymore, but this one has gone on to some legendary sets. A large part of Yash Chopra's Diwar was shot with this very camera. So yeah, this is something that I really, really treasure. These walls turned out lovely, I must say. You know, with these, I like the way the 2 national awards are framed by all my films, and in one sort of snapshot you get my entire filmography here. And that's always special because whenever I look at these, you know, every poster sort of has so many stories behind them. One look at them and there's a rush of memories that come. So I love the way this space has been handled. It's a nice table, multi-level, nice sofa. Love these black and white cushions. This rug is contrasting really well with those wooden floor tiles. Nice, makes the whole place look nice and cozy and comfortable. This. Designing your office taught me what a difference even one day can make. Hope you enjoyed the space. Best, Gauri. Hey, there's a hamper from Kurlon. Thank you, Kurlon. It looks like a nice big one. What's this? It's Play Me.
Hey Kabir, I hope you enjoy your old yet new office space. This was my first ever project where I had to turn things around in just one day or maybe even less. Promised, I have not changed much around the office and kept its true value and essence. I really hope you do some great work from this space.
Wow. Thank you, Gauri. apart from, of course, the lovely touches that you've given in just a day's time, Gauri, I think what makes it special, and I'm a big one for that. I always feel though I'm not at all a spiritual person, but I always get the vibe of a place. And I said that this room has a certain warmth to it, and I think that warmth, that extra warmth, is actually coming from the friendship that we share, going back years and years when you and I were still in college and we danced together for West Side Story, years before I decided to embark on this journey and follow my dreams to come and make films in the Hindi film industry. So I think that's the years of that warmth has come and it's permeated this room, and that's what making this room so special. So thank you for that, Gauri.
Now we come to the part of the show where I give you some pro tips on how to turn your home into a dream home. Your workspace affects your productivity. An untidy and a poorly planned office can cause frustration and hamper the mood. Another mistake people make with offices is not lighting it well or trying to utilize all the space. Why should your office be a cold, uninviting place you cannot wait to go home from? This is where your first impressions are created. So go with smart choices and make it count. Your desk should always be in a position where your visitors can see you the moment they enter the office. Design it keeping your favorite thoughts and memories in mind. Choose your colors and elements that inspire you, and watch how that elevates your work experience. See you in the next episode of Curl On Dream Homes with me, Gauri Khan, powered by Bonitodesigns, where we meet a new celebrity and design a new space.
डाउनलोड मिर्ची प्लस, कहानियों का असली अड्डा।